At one point in time, not too long ago, PlayerUnkown's Battlegrounds was the biggest game in the world. It was breaking world records and it seemed everyone was playing it. But in the words of Bob Dylan, the times, they are a-changing and it seems that people have moved on. Already.
Back in January, it was reported that PlayerUnkown's Battlegrounds had hit an all-time peak player count of 3,236,027 players. At the time, PUBG was getting far more concurrent players than any of its competitors such as Dota 2 and Counter-Strike Global Offensive. But now, a few months on, PUBG's player count has dropped significantly, by almost half to be precise. According to Steam charts as of the 22nd of May 2018, PUBG's peak concurrent player count was sitting at 1,560,595, a little less than half of what it was. But despite the massive drop in players, PUBG is still by far the most played game on Steam in terms of player count. So why are people seemingly not playing PUBG anymore?
Well, there could be quite a few reasons. The first is the competition. PUBG's main rival is Fortnite, which has become a worldwide phenomenon. Everywhere you look, people are talking about Fortnite, or they're playing Fortnite. You can't escape Fortnite. Fortnite also has the advantage of being free to play and available on pretty much any platform with a screen, whereas PUBG has a $30 price tag and is limited to the PC and Xbox One. And the second reason people might have stopped playing PUBG is because of the game's cheating problem. Developer PUBG Corp is trying to deal with cheaters and hackers running rampant in the game. But despite their best efforts, PUBG Corp have done little to halt the tide of cheating and it's starting to drive some players away.
So is that the reason why less people are playing? Because all the cheaters were banned? Because like in January they banned 1 million. That's 1 whole million cheaters. In
player count.
And so the player count's come down by almost just more than 1 million.
Yeah.
And then obviously they've been banning more in February and April, March and whatever, all the other months as well. I don't know, but there's loads of reasons, right? I'm stopped being attracted to the game because they're just not updating it. It's just the same game as I bought in early access last year, and then it's just not developing. Oh, we're bringing out a new map. When's the new map coming? It's coming in a few months. We've got another new map coming in too. We've got loads of things coming. We've got vaulting. That's going to take us 3 months. It's like, how long does it take? I mean, okay, games take long to do, but you look at a game like Fortnite, every single week it's got something new. It's got jetpacks this week, it had like all sorts of Thanos the week before.
Or whatever.
Loads of shit happening in Fortnite. PUBG just seems like it's at a complete and utter crawl.
Totally right. Like, we could be a dedicated Fortnite news channel. That's how much shit happens on Fortnite. I can count on one hand the amount of major changes that's happened the year PUBG's been around, like the Xbox launch, the map, vaulting, talking about another map, everyone leaving, China cheating.
Cheers.
That's honestly about all that's happened. Like, there's also quite a few other changes that have maybe not been communicated very well.
Speaking of which, in other PUBG news, the developers recently made some big changes to how sound works in the game. PUBG Core improved the sound functionality in the game by adding the ability to be able to differentiate whether gunshots are coming from behind or in front of the player. Before the update, players could only tell if gunshots were coming from the left or the right. But this new update fixes that problem and players will now be able to use sound to figure out where enemies are firing from. The problem is though, the developers actually forgot to tell anyone about it.
In an update on the game's Steam page, the development team behind the game apologised for their lack of communication about the changes to PUBG's sound system. The development team said, quote, "Some of you may have noticed that we've made some changes to the way sound works in PUBG's most recent patch. First things first, we should have explained the change in the patch notes. We messed up here and we'll hope you accept our apology. Many of you have called us out about not being thorough enough about documenting changes in the patch notes, and rightfully so. It's something we're going to try our best to fix going forward, and you guys should absolutely continue to hold us accountable when we miss something. We can and will do better." Given how important sound is to PUBG's gameplay loop, you'd think they would have made sure to tell everyone, but apparently not. So if you've played PUBG recently and thought something was wrong with the sound, well, you're not crazy after all. They did in fact change how sound works, but just forgot to tell you. So maybe we were just saying that PUBG hasn't been making enough changes. Maybe they have, they just forgot to put it in the patch notes, didn't they?
I guess this is symptomatic of what is wrong with this development studio. They were far too inexperienced. They went from zeros to absolutely media attention, huge spotlight on them, loads of people playing the game. They went from absolutely zero to all of that stuff at the I think it was their first project and they just hit gold, like mining for gold, and they just managed to make it big, right, overnight. I mean, running a game like this, which is a service-based game, multiplayer game, where you've got to deliver these updates on a regular basis, communicating with your player base is a huge thing. Huge companies like Bungie, they don't even get it right to this day. How this inexperienced team ever had a shot in the first place, I don't know, but this kind of sums everything up for me. This is indicative of why they are failing.
They probably never imagined that level of success. But whatever excuses we give them or they give themselves, they've got to learn fast, because if they don't, their game could end up just completely trumped down, especially like they're dealing with Fortnite at the moment. But remember, there's loads more Battle Royale games on the rise, and games like H1Z1 and stuff like that, which were before PUBG, are coming to consoles now and stuff like that. So the competition's getting tougher than ever, and they really need to just put their thinking caps on, focus, update patch notes, and you can maybe just, you won't have a lawbreaker situation in your hands. Sorry, Bosky, again, if you feel like I'm kicking your knee down. Rest in peace and all that. The thing to remember about this sound patch, though, is this is a fix people wanted. The fact that they got it but weren't told they got it has kind of give this story a negative spin, and it's kind of made it seem like a bad thing, but ultimately it is something that people wanted and they have now got it. So let's just, credit where credit's due.
Yeah, the one bit of competence that they have, they don't even manage to sing it from the rooftops. It's like, we are actually good, but we forgot to tell anybody.
Yeah. Damn. So PUBG has lost over half its player base, but still going strong on Steam. What are you predicting for the future of PUBG? Instant death? Or is it going to continue its legacy? Who knows? Why don't you let us know in the comment section below. Remember to subscribe if you like the channel. There's more content on the screen if you're not quite sure yet. There's also a link to our Patreon if you want to support the channel. Cheers very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.